I said what I said, which is that we do have, of course, a special relationship with our friends in the UK and also with some of our European allies, but we also know that there have been infringements on free speech that actually affect not just the British, of course, what the British do in their own country is up to them, but also affect American technology companies and by extension American citizens. So that is something that we'll talk about today at lunch.
We've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom, and it will last for a very, very long time. Well, no, I mean, certainly we wouldn't want to reach across US citizens, and we don't, and that's absolutely right. But in relation to free speech in the UK, I'm very proud of our history there.
We discussed...
Traitor! I love the fact that JD Vance keeps calling out Keir Starmer. The fact that you can't even post something in UK or the moral police will come to visit you, that's a wild thing the way they defend it.
I was just interrogated by police for a criminal investigation into a meme that was posted 4 years ago. And if you think that's crazy, in 2 days I must appear in front of the Court of Appeals for another case about memes that were posted 8 years ago by others in a private group chat. I face multiple years in jail for racist memes that I didn't even post myself. And to know that 10 kilometers from here in Brussels, migrant gangs shoot and kill people with weapons of war on a daily basis, but literally none of them get arrested or jailed.
And Keir Starmer agrees with this treatment in UK. And you know what I find odd? You never see any other minority than white people being treated like this. I find that suspicious because it seems like nobody else can be gangster, memeing. Really?
I promised myself I would avoid the news. But obviously I haven't. Here's my one thought. I have many thoughts. Elon Musk.
What do you mean by that?
Like, we need to X him. And by X I mean formerly known as assassination. And it's someone from my FBI is gonna fucking show up. I don't arrest me.
Okay.
You don't have enough people to even investigate me at this point. I haven't filed my taxes in like 8 years. And yet, no one's covered me. So, I'm gonna say it. Let's assassinate some others.
And Elon Musk responded, death threats and admission of multiple counts of tax fraud at Eagle at Morton. Do you know who is Eagle at Morton? Nothing special, just the US Attorney of Washington DC, so officially this guy processes a federal crime. And then he replied, duly noted, thanks for letting us know, we'll put you in the system, talk to you soon, ma'am. First of all, I find it odd you can talk about the deletion of certain people, and you're comfortable with that, and then even admit, nobody is finding me, I'm committing crimes, so I can say worse. How would you, why? I'm just surprised you don't pay taxes and you still want to have an opinion. So you might be wondering what the heck is happening. Well,
let us investigate.
Protests have erupted at the Iowa state capitol in response to a recent legislation action aimed at removing gender identity protection from the state's civil rights code. On February 27, 2025, the Iowa legislation passed a bill that eliminates gender identity as a protective class, defining gender strictly based on biological sex at birth. The move has been with a significant opposition from LGBTQ+ advocates and allies who fear it could lead to an increasing discrimination against transgender individuals. In other words, it's an insurrection. Venga, dilo. Remember to subscribe.
$1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. Biodiversity in Nepal, $19 million.
Again, those can be important. You have to those could be helpful.
Okay, so how could biodiversity in Nepal for $19 million? We spent $20 million for a new Sesame Street in Iraq.
You have to both justify that these programs are bad, and think, no, you can flash design. This is a program. It costs this much money. You can say that.
Do you know anything about Liberia? I mean, I happen to know a lot about it, but that's a separate issue.
It's not about what I know. It's about the people in the government making these decisions.
Yes, and they have proven themselves to be robber barons over the last 20 years. They're spending your money with reckless abandon and total indiscretion. You think the government is innocent until proven guilty. I think the government, after what we've learned, is guilty until proven innocent. They have to justify why this money is being spent in the first place.
Wait a minute. That's how the law works. Innocent until proven guilty. You have to prove that
that's not how taxpayer money works, though. It's that if we find waste, you're going to have to over-justify why this exists in the first place. This is the first time in my lifetime we have an administration going after the waste, going after the size of government to balance the budget so that you guys don't live as indentured servants and Russian serfs for the rest of your life.
90 million for a Sesame Street. I'm like, isn't dollars way more valuables over there? So you actually need that much money to record it? I thought you might need less. It's like you're making it sound as if whatever the kids learn, they're going to educate their parents. I think it's the other way around in that country, but maybe I'm wrong.
Can I ask you something as a black conservative? Your candidate says, I want to make America great again. You tell me when America was great, and then you tell me, would you go back to wherever it was great as a black American?
So I do have an answer for you in this equation. Those years will be 2017 to 2021. Alice Johnson is free right now. And I know you want to pigeonhole me into a period. All right, you want to go to prior to 2016? Let's look at the Reconstruction era when we had black Americans as a whole that were finally free from the scourge of slavery because of what happened in the Civil War. They banded together to create something called the Republican Party, and the Democrats created something called the Ku Klux Klan to find and exterminate as many of those recently freed black men as possible. We can fast forward then to the 1960s if you want to. We had Lyndon Baines Johnson, Democrat president of the United States, who said, I will have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years. And then he brought the Great Societies Act,
Guys,
put us all on
it's
welfare,
not working.
and
It's not
emphasized
working.
Margaret Sanger to exterminate as many of us as possible.
Chandler, it's not working. Let's move on.
Guys, stop it and calm down. Next subject. He's kind of beating you. We need to stop this. I mean, we did create the KKK back in the day as a defense in our party, but stop with the landing. Oh, so we stop. He did said all these N-words are gonna stop debate. We're on Jubilee. We need to win on the left.
I was wearing this outfit. It says, God is busy. Can I help you? And it's the little Satan guy. And I have my hat. Pretty standard, typical stuff for an atheistic satanic reverend who is just going about their daily life.
I don't think that's how it works. I mean, if you remove a religion, you're gonna replace it with another religion. Maybe not connected to God, but you still treat it like another religion. Trust me, because the way they talk to me sometimes, advocating for the moral high ground, it reminds me when I went to church and I had one of them gangster priests.
You disgrace! You are everything that's gone wrong in this world.
2 weeks ago, President Donald Trump signed an executive order announcing his intention to withdraw the United States from WHO. The order refers to WHO's alleged mishandling of the COVID-19 pandemic and other global health crises. Last week marked 5 years since I declared a public health emergency of international concern. From the moment we picked up the first signals of viral pneumonia in Wuhan, we asked for more information, activated our emergency incident management system, alerted the world, convened global experts, and published comprehensive guidance for countries on how to protect their populations and health systems, all before the first death from this new disease was reported in China on the 11th of January 2020. Even before the US announcement, WHO is facing a shortfall due to the economic difficulties that many countries are facing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a doctor, but you have to be consistent if you provide a service. But if you provide a service that people can meme about it in such a way, I'm not surprised the person that is giving you the money is saying they shouldn't be able to meme about you like this, even if they're not a doctor. Because whenever you say something as a doctor, and for some odd reason it keeps changing, I don't know. Nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. Just a party in Germany that won by saying we're going to deport a bunch of people.
am ersten Tag meiner Amtszeit das Bundesinnenministerium im Wege der Richtlinienkompetenz des Bundeskanzlers anweisen, die deutschen Staatsgrenzen zu allen unseren Nachbarn.
And the first thing they do when they win? We never promised anything.
Niemand von uns spricht über Grenzschließungen. Niemand. Obwohl das im Wahlkampf streckenweise behauptet worden ist. Niemand von uns will die Grenzen schließen.
Yeah, I got you. I got you on camera.
We're gonna bring so many people. Well, actually young adult men that can actually go to war, but that doesn't even matter. Not children, women, no, young men. Okay, that's interesting. Not suspicious at all.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam jam, turloqueta, verdetta, welcome.